So what do we have today? It's not really much that's happened this Monday. Kind of some negative price action coming out of Sunday and into the new week. As you can see on the 1 day, we've had pretty spicy red candle there, and you've still got volatility flashing away. How many? It's like 6. It's absolutely insane. Just as like a point of reference, by the way, here I think so it flashed 5 times during this dump here, and it's flashing 6 times here. Got these red candles indicating very high volatility, which it just means we've currently got some very high volatility, at least on like a macro time frame on the 1 day. But currently in the short term though, things aren't looking too bad. So we had we had a high low here and a high from these 2 points here I've marked out with these circles, and currently looks like we could be making a higher low, but it just depends if this is also actually a support line here. I think on the 1 hour it touches this point and reflects off of it a bit. You can see on the 4 hour a bit there as well. But I think if it breaks down from here, we'll probably see it come to about 27, 28k. The prior lows around here, and probably test that region. And then from there, if it was to break down, we could probably see it go down to like, as low as like 24, 23k. But currently, if it does reflect upwards off of this point, uses it as a support, then we would have a second higher low, and I would probably looking for it to come up to here in this tunnel here. I think yesterday, I thought it was kind of something like this. But it broke out here, came back in, and I don't know, just that doesn't really work now. It looks like more of a tunnel. Well, it is a tunnel, as you can see. I tend to say with tunnels is you want about 3 points on either side, and here, well, if you consider this a point, you've got 3 points either side, which I think is enough evidence to support we've got a tunnel there. So I'm not really too sure what it's gonna do next. I think there is the potential probability that it comes up to here and then actually breaks up from there, but I think that's very unlikely. Do not count on that, and don't make trades based off of that, because you're most likely going to lose, and that's not a good trade then. Well, of course, depending on your risk to reward ratio, but still, I mean, currently I'm actually holding off from Bitcoin. I'm not making any swing trades on it. I'm currently just doing altcoin trading. Was even with options actually, referring to this index here that I like to use. Its implied volatility is still quite high. So I think I did some options yesterday on Sunday, which, by the way, Sunday's usually a pretty good day to buy options because you've got low volume and not a lot of price action over the weekend, so implied volatility is therefore lower, and then you can get better deals. But currently, coming into Monday, volatility seems to be up. I sold out of actually option side yesterday because I made like a quick profit on them. But I'm not buying any today. I'm not really looking to sell any either, because they're not overpriced enough for me to consider the risk of selling options. So I'm just leaving options for now. One thing I'm definitely focusing on though is altcoins. Now, more specifically, 3 altcoins: RSR, or Reserve Rights Token, Chainlink or Link, and Aragon or Ant. Now, looking at these cryptocurrencies on like a macro scale, you can very clearly see that they are at massive lows. I mean, here on RSR, this has been out for, years. What was that, like 3 years? And it's 261% off of its all-time low. Now, as a reference point, by the way, to how like extremely low that is, with Bitcoin, bear in mind, Bitcoin is, it's in a bear market right now. Bitcoin is 43,650% off of its all-time low. Now, that was 9 years ago compared to 3 years ago, and that's Bitcoin, and this is an altcoin at rank 343, which, of course, not very high. But it's, that kind of gives you an idea as to how undervalued this token is. And it's the same deal with the others. Now, Chainlink, bear in mind, is a lot bigger. It's number 26, and it's 4,800% off of its all-time low over 4 years ago. But that is also very low, as you can see from this chart. I don't even need to do technical analysis here. I don't need to show you candles. You can just see from these charts that it's so incredibly low. And it's the same deal with Aragon. Aragon absolutely plummeted. You can see, even without, well, actually, hold on that. I will mark it out. I think this is the right one. I don't know if this is going to give me enough data to be able to show it. Basically, there is this like very big, you can kind of see here. It's very rough, but like there was this like general line of support coming up here that it broke down from, and it's now very low, only 390% off of its all-time low, which is absolutely nothing. It's very undervalued. And as I stated in the prior video, this is the reason these altcoins are so undervalued, is that Luna or Terra absolutely plummeted, right? Which has given a very bad rep for altcoins. This is something that's all over the media because it lost billions of dollars overnight, and it was the same with UST. It was quite a big embarrassment for crypto, to be honest. And then of course Bitcoin as well, which I'm sure you'll know anyway, but just to show here, of course, it has absolutely plummeted with extremely high volatility. Just as like a point of reference, it's down like over 30% in like a week, right? It's a very big move. What does this mean? It means the altcoins are undervalued, because who's gonna buy an altcoin when Bitcoin is plummeting and when Terra Luna has also absolutely plummeted? A very significant altcoin. I think it was in the top 10 at some point, So my thesis is that, these altcoins, they're very undervalued, because once Bitcoin gets into a bull run again, which could be a long time, but when it does, people are eventually going to start buying up these altcoins again. Some of them, as you can see here, might like shoot up, and if you bought in at like a very low price because of compound interest, you can make an absolute fortune, to put it simply. And I think, of course, it's high risk, but then the potential for reward is also, incredibly high. So risk and comparison to reward makes sense, which is why I've been buying. It's specifically these three, mainly Chainlink and Aragon. My position in RSR is a bit smaller, but for no particular reason, by the way. I just think, well, there is kind of a reason. I just think Chainlink and Aragon look better. That's kind of it for today's video, though. Not really too much to go off of. I think on these altcoins as well, by the way, I'd like to say in the past couple of days, there really hasn't been much price movement. I think Link has moved up a bit, It might say somewhere around here. Well, it says on the 1 week it's down 27%, but like in the past couple of days, it's moved up. Apart from today, actually, though, because we've had a pretty red day there for Bitcoin, as you can see, from today's candle. But yeah, I would say to conclude, probably stay away from options for now. Again, also probably stay away from short-term Bitcoin. At least I am. And then altcoins, I would suggest, at least specifically for some of them, be looking to make some long-term investments. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it, and I will hopefully see you in the next one. Goodbye.